Internet! Welcome back to ShoutStone. My name is Shalthis from the GKick Podcast, and today we're going to take a look at a potential deck build that has been getting some attention on the Hearthpwn Deckbuilding forum. A user by the name of Apollo posted up a deck that he calls Miracle Rogue, an advanced level deck which uses key minions that grow in power and quick abilities to dispatch your opponent in no time flat. However, the deck requires a keen eye and high skill set to really execute properly. Let's take a look at the deck a little bit closer. This deck consists of the following cards: 1 Edwin VanCleef, 2 Preparations, 2 Coldlight Oracles, 2 Gadgetzan Auctioneers, 1 Headcrack, 2 Mana Addicts, 2 Wild Pyromancers, 2 Backstabs, 2 Saps, 2 Sinister Strikes, 2 Cold Bloods, 2 Conceals, 2 Eviscerates, 2 Questing Adventurers, 2 Shadowsteps, and 2 Shivs. For those of you looking to make this deck, I've put the entire card list in the description below to make life a little easier for you. Now, some finer detail. I've put Apollo's quotes in the images shown here so you can see exactly what he has to say about these cards as I narrate myself. First, the key minion, Edwin VanCleef. VanCleef's strongest suit is to cap off a long combo and hit the field with a significant amount of power and health, usually a 3 or 4 card or more combo. Usually, VanCleef will be played right before you're preparing to make that final strike, or at least at a point where you have a solid control of the board. Next, the Questing Adventurer. This card is an integral part of any combo and can be played at any time, making it a nice change for a minion card with this effect. Because he gains +1/+1 for every card played in a combo, bookending your turn with this card and Edwin VanCleef will drop 2 very powerful minions on the field at once. Next, Mana Addict. This is a low-cost minion with a spell effect that can make it quite the threat at the early point of the game, as Apollo points out. It also makes a fine spot to play in a combo due to its low mana cost. Another key card to this deck is the Gadgetzan Auctioneer. As not only a strong minion, the Gadgetzan Auctioneer serves to power your combos throughout the game. By having the Auctioneer already on the board, it serves to put pressure on your opponent and deliver a strong combo that can also be fueled by other cards triggered by its effect. As Apollo mentions, throwing Conceal on this minion will make it all that much harder for your opponent to clear it, giving you the chance to strike hard and fast while their resources are all burned. Next, Wild Pyromancer. Having evolved to deal damage to all minions on the table instead of just one, Wild Pyromancer is a useful defensive card, or at least useful before you're ready to unleash a strong combo. He can be useful to clear the field of an opponent's minions, or at least do the necessary damage to finish him off. Use him wisely, though, as you don't want to have him on the field when you execute a large combo and inflict unnecessary damage on your own minions. The final minion is the Coldlight Oracle. This card's battle cry, while benefiting your opponent too, is very useful when you're making that final strike. Loading your opponent's hand with cards isn't a problem if you're about to finish him off. Coldlight Oracle is a situational card which has to be played carefully, like most of the cards in this deck, but if you time it too early, it could backfire and give your opponent key cards that'll allow them to recover. As Apollo says, Shadowstep makes an excellent ability to target for this minion as well, letting you bounce it between the field of play and your hand. Now, some of the abilities. First off is Sap. Its usefulness is situational, but can provide that extra bit of minion clearing offense that you need before you strike. It's also, as you can see, useful to give yourself an extra turn to get your hand ready, or simply to remove taunt minions from the field. Whatever you need, Sap is a good resource when you need it. Next, Shadowstep. This card's use really comes into play alongside Coldlight Oracle, as we mentioned previously. Apollo also mentions using it against mind control tech in a pinch, but beyond that, it's mostly part of the pairing with the Oracle where it really shines in this deck. It may have some use in a more advanced degree should you need to recall a minion for use in a combo later in the game, but maybe not. Next up, Sinister Strike. There isn't much to say about this card except that it's a cheap, solid 3 damage attack. It's perfect for use in any combo, it pairs nicely with Gadgetzan Auctioneer, and it'll give you that absolute throttling attack when you all in. Finally, Headcrack. Another combo powerful card, Headcrack can be bounced from the field to your hand when used in combos either to power up Questing Adventurer or Edwin VanCleef, not to mention triggering additional draws on Gadgetzan Auctioneer. You only have one, but stacking it with your other cards makes it exceptionally powerful. To sum it all up, this is a very challenging deck to play and not recommended for new or inexperienced players. But if you can master it, you may find that the deck is nearly unstoppable against most other players. Unfortunately, if you mistime anything or play your move wrong even slightly, it could cost you the game. So take your time, test the deck, and get a handle on how it operates before taking it into real play. It may be for you, it may not be, but it's unique and interesting enough to be a great deck to try out. That'll do it for today's ShoutStone. We'll be back tomorrow with more, but thank you very much for watching. Once again, the card list for this deck, as well as the link to Apollo's post on Hearthpwn, are in the description below. For more, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave me a comment with your own deck suggestions, and we'll look at them on future shows. Until then, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.